In news out of the USVI criminal courts, we learned that one man has been slapped with a domestic violence charge for allegedly attacking his father. A woman is charged with simple assault, and another man is accused of gun-related offenses. On St. Croix, Malcolm Wilfred was arrested on Saturday when police responded to an assault report at Estate Diamond. Police met the complainant who said his son, Wilfred, pushed him to the ground while they were arguing over a pair of pants. The father said that the fall resulted in a scratch to his elbow. Wilfred, however, said that his father fell on his own while the pair were fighting over the pants. The older man's injury was photographed, and Wilfred was arrested and charged with simple assault and battery as an act of domestic violence. In court on Monday, a judge ruled that Wilfred be permitted to post bail as an unsecured bond of $1,000. He will be released to a third-party custodian. Wilfred is to have no contact with his father and is barred from entering the premises where the incident took place. Another Saturday arrest for domestic violence, this time on St. Thomas. A man called police to report that he'd been assaulted by his girlfriend, Santa Carmona. The man told responding officers that he'd been lying in bed using his phone when Carmona began to argue with him, eventually striking him on the back of his head with her mobile phone and causing a laceration at the point of impact. Police tracked Carmona down on the road nearby, and she told them that her boyfriend had deliberately injured himself by striking his own head on a wall in the house. Court documents indicate that Carmona then appealed to her boyfriend to not allow police to arrest her, promising that she would never assault him again. Ultimately, however, she was arrested and charged with simple assault as an act of domestic violence. In court on Monday, a judge ruled that Cardona be allowed to post bail as an unsecured bond of $1,000. She's barred from leaving the St. Thomas St. John district without the court's written permission and must remain gainfully employed. She must report to the probation office twice a week and is to have no contact at all with the complainant. Cardona is prohibited from consuming alcohol or any controlled substances. She is also prohibited from possessing a firearm, ammunition, or any dangerous weapon. Also on St. Thomas, Chamal Weeks was arrested and charged on Sunday following a Saturday traffic stop on Turpentine Run Road. Weeks was pulled over for attempting to illegally pass in an oncoming lane while traffic was being stopped by police. He did not have his driver's license, insurance, or vehicle registration documents with him, saying that they were at home. Officers detected the strong odor of marijuana emanating from the man's red SUV, and when questioned about his profuse sweating, Weeks said that he was hot and told officers that the smell of cannabis was coming from his clothing because he had smoked a joint earlier that day. He complied with the officer's request to step outside the vehicle, and when police searched the SUV, they came across a black and green handgun in the middle console. When questioned about whether he was licensed to carry a firearm, Weeks reportedly told the officers that he did not know what they were talking about before hopping down from the wall he was sitting on and moving towards the roadway. Police then attempted to effect an arrest, but Weeks slipped out of the officer's grasp and dashed across the street. A foot chase then ensued as Weeks ran into oncoming traffic heading towards Banco Popular and then into the intersection in the direction of Rodriguez gas station, where officers then lost him somewhere on the premises of Caribbean Automart. One officer went back to secure Weeks' abandoned SUV and its contents and radioed other units for assistance. A search party, which included the VIPD drone unit, converged on Caribbean Automart, but after conducting an aerial and ground search of the dealership and surrounding areas, came up empty-handed. Meanwhile, a forensics team was able to identify the handgun as a .45 ACP caliber Taurus PT-145 containing one chambered cartridge and a 10-round magazine which contained ammunition. The firearm's serial number had been obliterated. The search of the vehicle also yielded a holster for a firearm, a mobile phone, a wallet in a black backpack, and paraphernalia used to make marijuana cigarettes. Weeks was identified by the cards inside the wallet. Further investigations revealed that the SUV was neither insured nor registered, and thus it was towed. The next day, Sunday, Weeks turned himself into police at the Richard N. Colwood Command and was promptly arrested. Charges against him include possession of an unlicensed firearm, possession of an unlicensed firearm with an obliterated serial number, possession of ammunition, interfering with an officer while discharging his duties, and escape from the custody of an officer. In court on Monday, a judge ruled that Weeks be allowed to post 10% of his $50,000 bail requirement, after which he could be released into the care of a third-party custodian. Weeks will be barred from leaving the St. Thomas St. John district and must surrender his passport. He is to report twice weekly to the probation office and must remain gainfully employed. He is to have no contact, directly or indirectly, with any of the witnesses in the matter and is prohibited from consuming alcohol or any controlled substance, as well as possessing a firearm, ammunition, or dangerous weapon. His arraignment is set for November 18th.